Maltoni. I was made in Italy, so don't adjust your headsets. I have an accent. Thank you very much for being here and waiting the whole evening. Now, I can go from 0 to Italian in no time. What I was really interested in when I was in middle school, I'm a liberal arts major, and I love to deconstruct problems. My mother needed to take some accounting courses, and I had this insight that she was struggling to come up with the information. So I thought maybe I should build a framework that she can use to, kind of build within and without and on top of it. So I got interested in this idea of building systems or processes for people to understand problems, especially complex problems, and deconstruct them. And I did help my mother through her exam. She passed. But the thing is, I got to think a little bit further and started to think, what is about the human operating system that makes us understand and deconstruct information? What happens in the brain? And that's how I came to the United States. I came to work with brain-injured children, with children who couldn't walk, couldn't talk, and I realized and I learned that children at the time of birth have the same potential of Leonardo da Vinci. And there are things that can be done to them, so that there is the genetics conversation. And there are things that happen to them in the environment that if a child cannot do certain things, then we can accelerate the intensity, frequency, and duration of what happens to them in their environment, and they can start doing those things. My cousin was one of those children. She's now a practicing psychologist. So men's and women's brains, I got interested in what gets men to do certain things or to gravitate certain careers, and what gets women to go towards others. And one thing that I discovered is successful women always sought mentors, whatever gender mentors. And in order for them to realize their potential, they had these guides or these frameworks. And then I discovered Marie Curie's story, which was pretty interesting and gave me another insight of how women think. She had actually gone beyond what her mentor and teacher taught her about uranium. And because she had the insight that it wasn't the interaction in the molecules that created radiation, she discovered it was in the atom itself. She discovered another two elements, polonium and radiation, and radium, which gave the name. And she was really, really smart. She published her discovery. Now, she was beaten to it by another guy in Germany. But she got out, and she was really, really subtle in her publishing. Now, today, women have more ability to publish, obviously. Now, the thing, though, that impressed me about Marie Curie is that she didn't patent her discovery, so researchers after her could build upon her work. So to me, that's a great example of how technology can help us. Now, today, we're solving much more complex problems. We have fixed things or stocks, the things that we count, and flows, the things that continuously change. And I would argue that innovation is in the things that continuously change, those elements that influence the rate of change. Who among you has not bounced a checkbook? It's really hard to keep track of the things that come and go. And as women, we have more the ability to see those kinds of things and to balance the logic with the emotion in this framework that we need to navigate the innovation and the creativity that are needed 10 years from now. Now, I like to talk about today, because today is something that we need to get started on to solve these complex problems. We have applications that do one thing at a time. How can we put together all of these solutions and solve the really macro problems that we are facing in the world? How can we work together? Instead of seeing this as a race, we can see it as a co-creation, as a place where we are collaborating, where we're using our strengths and our gifts and our talent to get to a point where we are solving these big problems. I love these lists when Fast Company comes out and publishes the list of most important women and the categories. I think it's important to celebrate. But the list that I would like to see, the better list I propose, looks like this: connected minds working on the problems of the future. And I'm just done reading a book by Kevin Kelly, and I see that he agrees with me, and technology agrees as well. This is what technology wants of us. Technology wants us to pay off our human potential. Thank you very much.